a story I want to round out with.
Sure.
It was kind of my first summer actually getting back into the activity, because I talked about, I think at the beginning when I started this podcast, that like, you know, after my summer, my last one in 2019 and COVID happening, you know, took a little time off to kind of reflect on the whole activity. And I was like, I think I need some time away. So I took some time to get away from the activity, see who I was without the activity. Because when you're in that cycle, you do it so much over and over again.
And it's hard to not like identify yourself.
Right, because you're in that process. You're like, this is the process. I'm going back into it again. Yeah. So, you know, I took some time away from it, you know, went to go see, you know, who I was, what I wanted to do without this. You know, 2023, I'm like, well, I am in town. I am in town for a show. Yeah. I'm here. I have a buddy of mine, Joey, who was the lead trumpet soloist for Blue Devils this past summer. Shout out. And I was like, I could go see him at the rehearsal, because I know they rehearse there. I know they rehearse at MTSU. So I was like, let's go see the boy, right? I was just going to go see him with my friend Andrew, and I had no intention of going to the show. When I went to go see him at rehearsal the night before, I had no intention. I just wanted to go see a little bit of drum corps. Yeah. Wanted to go see him because he was in town. By the way, he's been on the podcast before, so go check him out. Joey's been on the episode. Joey DeShera.
What's up, Joey?
Episode 7 or 6? ? Go check him out. It was such a fun episode. We also have clips from that episode too, talking about how he became the soloist. It's a hilarious story. It's really good. Yeah, we got the clip of him of how he became. I'll have to look at it. It is a great story. But you know, I go to see him with my buddy Andrew, and we go and we watch the rehearsal, and it's great. And I'm like falling back in love with it as I'm watching, and I'm like, oh man, this is. I mean, they're in the best part of the season right now. It's like you know, getting towards the end, you're getting Atlanta regional season. Like you're in regional season. It's getting to the best part. Like every day is just going by, and you're hitting your peaks and everything. Though. Yeah, like, everything is just hitting its stride fully.
A lot more consistently. Like the consistency is
everything's efficient
at the top, and is
everything's efficient. Everything's like the consistency of performance, like you said, everything's on fire. Watching it, loved it. So I, you know, after the show, I talked to Joey. I'm like, what are the odds? Like, what's the chances I could get into the show? And he's like, because I'm like, I don't have a ticket. I don't know if I'm going. He's like,
and plus it's like for just general admission, it was like $75 or something crazy.
And
drum corps is cool. I'm not trying to spend $75 on a general admission ticket on not the 50, bro.
At a school I went to.
Yes, on the end zone.
At a school Absolutely I went to. I was like, I was not paying $80. No way, I had the CEO of DCI on this, like on the podcast, and I'm saying this right now. I'm just saying.
Their prices are too high. Sorry, dude. If you ever see this one, too damn expensive.
They're working on it, man.
Are they?
They're working on it.
Ooh, we take those.
We take them. We take those. But regardless,
I'm sure you're a great person. It's nothing against you personally.
He's gonna be like that little shit. But
from everything.
But you know, I talked to Joey. I'm like, I don't have a ticket. How am I going to the show? And he's like, I'll give you my pass. I'm like, does that work? And he's like, yeah, you can just take my member pass. And that's how one of my friends in Texas got in. I was like, sick. Like, okay, well, I guess we're going to the show. Yeah. So,
and at the same time, this was like throughout the week, I was like, oh, okay. Because I had a buddy that I marched with in, I think it was just 2019. I don't remember for 2018. Braden, he was tuba that season. BD might have been the season before also.
Oh, okay.
I've been there 2 years. Right. I saw BD was going to be in town, and I was like, oh snap! You know, I'd like to at least go to a show because I'm not gonna drive to finals. Like, you kidding me? You know how much food I can get for that kind of money? Bro, let me tell you. No, I called him up. I was like, hey, you know, I saw you guys are going to be in town. Are you going to rehearse the night before? Because I know a lot of times whenever BD comes down, they actually stay at MTSU. Right. Which, first of all, MTSU is a beautiful campus.
Yes. 100%.
And so, you know, getting to rehearse in the stadium.
Perfect.
Bro, that's such a nice stadium.
Perfect stadium and all that. To like 4 drum corps to clean.
Super high box.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
So I hit him up and I was like, hey, is looking at the prices of the tickets. Yeah. And I was like,
hell no.
Hell no.
Respect. Hell no respect.
Hell no in game. But yeah, and I was like, could I get your pass? Or do you have like an extra pass or anything? And he was like, I don't have an extra one, but you can just use mine. And I'm like, on God? You know, like straight up? He's like, yeah, dude, absolutely.
Straight up.
Let's go. So I was like, all right, sick. So, and I didn't get it until, I want to say they weren't warming up. They were the rehearsal of the day of the show. I went there and I watched them the rehearsal, and then afterwards I kind of went up to him. He was like, yeah, he handed it to me.
Nice.
handoff.
I literally got mine when the show was starting. Like, not their show, but like the whole Murfreesboro show.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Music City was going on. And like, I pulled up to the school and I was like, Joey, like, just called him. I was like, where the fuck you at? I need that pass.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah, we got there. I got there, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna got there a little early because I enjoy the lots a lot.
Yeah.
The shows are cool, but I enjoy the lots.
I had never gotten to see lots. That was my first time getting. That was my first time getting to watch a drum corps lot.
See, what you got to do, honestly, WGI lots, Dayton finals.
Dayton lots are pretty hype,
bro. Those Dayton lots go hard.
Dayton lots.
That's where I fell in love with lots. I was like, no, lots are supreme. Lots are supreme.
Respect.
So we got there, looking at lots. I was walking around and I see this guy with Blue Knights jersey on. I'm like, oh snap, let's go. Previously marched Blue Knights.
I just went around to all the lots because I had never done it. I was with my buddy Andrew and his girlfriend, and I was like, they're like, all right, so where do we go? And I'm like, guys, I haven't been on this side like ever. I've always been in the show.
In the arc.
I've never gone to the show, like, unless like it was way back when I go see my brother. In that case, we would just go right into the show. We wouldn't watch. And I'm like, I remember where people I'm like, we could go to these areas. I took him to like 3 wrong places before we actually found a drum corps. I was like, oh, this looks like a good spot where people would warm up. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, honestly, it's especially at shows. Yeah. It's funny where techs take their subsections. Yeah. They'll go into like the middle of the woods.
That could be a whole like section on a podcast from like a tech is like, what's your decision in taking?
Yeah, bro. Yes.
How do you decide?
100%. That would be amazing.
That's what we have to get into.
Yes.
These are the important questions.
Yes.
So basically, we find Crown. They're doing their Vish warm up. We watch that.
Yeah. And I walk up and I'm like,
my buddy Andrew didn't even know what was going on. He's like, are they going to play? And I'm like, no, they're doing Vish. They're doing Vish right now. And he's like, why aren't they? I'm like, they do Vish. They're doing Vish.
Bro, visual
first, and then they're going to get there.
Visual.
So then, they're moving over. I'm like, Blue Stars is over there. Let's go. I hear them. I'm like, let's go over there.
Okay,
we start watching.
Blue Stars, you were right.
We start watching Blue Stars.
Yeah.
And then I don't even.
Yeah, I think I see. I'm like, oh, is that Jeffrey? Is that the? Holy shit! So I walk up and I'm like, I don't remember if I like put my hand on your shoulder or something like that, and I was like, hey,
it was crazy.
Or I said some comment like, they're not, some comment like, oh, they look kind of bad today or whatever. Just not knowing what's going on, but just saying a comment just to be, obnoxious.
I forgot what it was, but I just remember I was just like,
no, this dude looks over, he's like, huh? Holy! I was like, what's up? Yeah, and I was like, oh, what's up? Yeah, so we just started hanging out. And
I had seen so many people at that point. I was just it was just crazy because I was just like, another? I was like, what?
Another?
What? So we started hanging out from there, and we went over to kind of watch Crown brass warm up.
Yeah,
and then we had a person come over and stop me. Shout out Christina Stevens.
Shout out
Christina Stevens. She's incredible. Actually helped me out with a lot with getting in contact with flow marching. So shout out her. She's incredible. She is working for Music for All, I'm pretty sure right now. Nice. A little marketing person. She's great. But she came up and she was like, are you Jeffrey? And I was like, yeah. Like, who are you? Because I had no idea. She just came up and be like, you did Blue Knights. And I was like, I definitely did.
No, honestly, I could see in his eyes. He was like, how do you know this? Who are you? Yeah.
As she started explaining everything, I was like, yes, okay, I get it now. Because she came on for the photography team for BK in 2022. So I was like, oh, yeah, right before I like basically quit. I was like, I do remember you getting on staff, so I remember that. But we ended up talking to her for like 25 minutes.
Yeah. She was dope.
We talked to her through the whole Crown warm-up.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember
I don't remember a single thing about that. No. So that warm-up literally finishes and we're like, okay, I think we're going to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
So we start booking it down to the stadium.
Yeah. And at this point, there'd already been a few shows that have gone on. It's kind of getting the later half.
Yeah.
I want to say it was
almost halfway.
Was it after or before intermission?
I think we got in there for Crown and then it went to intermission.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, I think we got into the stadium. We started walking around. We got to like the bottom level and it was Crown going on.
Yeah.
And they were they're getting on the field. They're about to perform. So we're like, all right, let's watch. A couple of my buddies were there too. And we watched Crown. We watched Crown from like the floor level. And we're like, all right, let's go find a seat up top. I think we went and tried like 3 spots. Yeah. We just have passes. Like we don't have a seat.
Yeah. So we just had to like look for seats that were open. And so we would like find seats and just be like,
sit in them.
Are these your seats? Or like they would ask us like, oh, are you sitting there? And we're like, yeah, no, that's
dude.
We're gonna take those.
There was this one guy. We sat down and we
sat down, got comfortable. First of all,
we started watching, and then he's like, "Are you guys? What's your guys' seats again?" And we were like, we just like I think we were like I don't even we were just like,
we said like
or something like that.
Yeah, we just
like,
had a pass. Like
we're members or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, part of the staff or whatever.
Yeah, and he was just like, "Well, there's people sitting there," and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, cool." So because we had heard it before, so we're like, "All right, cool, we're gonna get out of here."
Yeah. I think someone before had said that they were open. We're like, all right, cool, dope.
So we sit down,
free seats.
This guy's like, someone's sitting there. So we bounce. My two friends, Andrew and his girlfriend, they both go sit in the same spot. Sit there for the entire show of Crown.
The dude doesn't say anything before or after the show.
Not one word, dude. I'm like, what?
I was like, are you kidding me right now?
Pissed.
What is it? Actually, like.
So then, from there, after Crown goes on, we're trying to figure out where are we going to go up top. How are we going to get to any seat?
Yeah. So we try to head up to the top of the stands.
We should try to go up top.
Yeah.
So we try to go up top. We're walking around. We get to a top level, and we start standing around near around the press box area, right underneath the press box.
The top kind of bleachers area.
Yeah. And we start sitting there, and I have a good friend of mine who was working in the booth that night.
Yeah.
Who was helping out with the announcers.
Yeah.
And shout out Senna. Without her,
Senna's a beast.
None of this would have been possible.
Actually,
literally, none of this would have been possible. So from there, I just take a shot in the dark, and I'm like, "Hey Zach, I think I got a friend up there who's working in there tonight. Let me give her a call." Yeah. And I give her a call. I'm like, "Yeah."
I was like, "Oh snap, is that Senna?"
I'm like, "I'm down here." Yeah.
We were like, "Hey, yeah, we're down. We're down to your left or whatever." And then she was like looking out the window like, wow, for the longest time that she saw us.
Wow. So I'm like, "What are the chances we can get up there? What are the odds we can get up there?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "I don't know. I mean, you could just go through the elevator and try your luck, right?"
Well, was it that, or did she like invite us?
And there was like a certain way we had to go.
Yeah. There's only one way to the press box, and it's from like you go under the bleachers, and there's like a street, and then on the other side of the street.
Oh my god, I forgot that. Yeah, there's that whole thing.
On the other side of the street, there's a single elevator.
One
that goes.
They were like security guard people.
There were two elevators, but they're right next to each other on the same like column.
Yes.
And there are two security guard people on either side.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to get to the boxes.
And we walk out. So she's like, "If you can get past the security guards, you can get up here." And we were like, so the whole way down, because we're at the top, we have to go down and out and to this thing. The whole time we're game planning. What are we gonna say?
Yeah.
What's our game plan? Because this is...
Yeah, we were talking about it.
We don't have a seat. We don't have shit. We didn't pay for shit.
Yeah, and so the badges that we had, so they were, like we said, they were from members of the Blue Devils.
Yes.
And so what we did, I was like, we were talking, and Jeffrey was like, "I'm awful at lying."
Yeah, I can't do it.
I am awful. So I'm...
Yeah. I was like, I don't
know what to do. And I was like, all right. I was thinking a little bit. I was like, all right, I can spearhead this. Let's do it. And so we went up to the
elevator. We just took our shot and we just walked straight up there with no hesitation. Like, all confidence.
They were like, "Oh, what floor do you need to go to?" And we were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, we were like, "There's which floor are they on?" We didn't even ask about which floors.
Yeah. And I was like, "I think 3 or 4." And the lady goes, "There's no one on 3." And we're like, "Oh, then I guess it's 4." Yeah, 4. We were told 3 or 4, and so I couldn't remember exactly which one.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, okay, then it's probably 4." I'm like,
good.
"Cool, yeah." And we were saying that with our badges, we were saying that we were part of BD's media team,
and we needed to go collect SD cards.
SD cards, or put SD cards up there for their show.
Yes.
So we can record it, as a core would.
Mm-hmm. As this is happening, as we're making our explanation, and they're trying to figure out who we are, there's a guy that comes over, who we later figure out, because finally we talk our way into the elevator.
Yeah.
Luckily, 3 people that I knew who were in BOB who were working that event also came over on the golf cart and were like, "Jeffrey!" So like I had to be like, "You shut the fuck up," because I was like, "You don't know me. Shut up, BD right now.
I'm with BD.
Don't blow my cover." But it created enough distraction that they were just like, "BD, okay, cool." She just pressed the button. Elevator opens. Yeah. We talk our way into the elevator. We're like, "Oh my god, okay." We start reading the descriptions of each floor because we're like, we gotta go to. We should go to 4.
There were I think floors 3, 4, 5, and 6, something like that.
Like it went super for no reason.
It is a big ass box.
It's insane how many levels there are to this. We didn't know idea, so we're just like, okay, Press 4. Because there's also someone in the elevator who goes.
Yeah, one of the security guards goes in there with you.
Yeah.
When you go in there.
What floor?
And why? And I realized part of the reason why we were able to get in is because they didn't really know what an SD card was and how all that kind of stuff works. And I was like, let's go. Nice.
Yeah.
We go in. The person goes in there, presses 4, and start going up. Go to level 4, get out, and it would look like just storage. Yeah. Just boxes everywhere. And we're like...
So we take a walk, and we start getting into these other press boxes because there's other people from MTSU in the School of Music who are like working or helping out as runners or whatever, who are working there. Shout out Dr. Hawkins, because we definitely made eye contact while we walked by. We walked by one of the booths, one of the doors, and we went by, and I remember I went to look and see who was in there, and he like immediately looks at me, and I'm like, Zach, we got to go to the bottom floor.
He was like, we got to get out of here. We got to get now. We got to go now.
The bottom floor. And he's like, why? And I'm like, I just saw everybody. I'm like, we got to go.
Yeah, he was like, there were so many people here from MTSU. If they will know that I am should not be here.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, all right, let's go. And so we go back, and the security guard was still in there.
We got to talk about the guy, though, that who went in the elevator with us the first time. It was so funny because he's talking to us about who we are. He's like, who are you guys with? We're like, BD Media Team. We're bringing SD cards up. Yes. And this poor kid... He's like, we're like, what are you here for? What do you do? He's like, I'm shadowing Dan Potter. Dan Potter is the announcer. And I'm pretty sure, right? Dan Potter. That sounds right. Dan Potter. It'll be, Dan Potter sounds right.
If it's not right.
It's Dan Potter, I swear to God.
It's Dan Potter.
So the kid's like, I'm shadowing Dan tonight because I'm announcing...
He's going to be an announcer, yeah.
I'm announcing the Atlanta Regional tomorrow. We're like, dude, you're announcing the Atlanta... That's great, man. Yeah. He's like, yeah, it's my first time getting to do that. Like, that's
first time
awesome.
Announcing, and he's announcing the Atlanta Regional.
And he just got hired by DCI.
Yeah. And those who don't know, the Atlanta Regional takes place in the Mercedes-Benz Dome.
Yeah, so like
the Falcon State, the
brand new one,
trillions of dollars, the nice one.
Yeah. So that's his first day on the job is... the regional.
Yeah.
And this is his first day also as an employee of DCI. We are telling him a complete
big ol' lie.
A big lie. And he knows. He's kind of
I feel like he was kind of like, okay.
All
right, whatever.
Because the thing was like, I think he got off at a floor and we went up to the next one. And then that's when we had the whole thing. We were like, got to go back down.
Yeah.
We go back down. And we were like, we tell the lady because she's like,
she's still in there.
And we're like, we missed the wrong floor.
Yeah, I guess it was 3. We thought it was 4, but we didn't find them up there. So it was 3.
We make our way out.
And she was like, I don't know if she was suspicious or not, because I want to say
like, no,
I want to say we pulled it off and we were like, she was like, all right.
She's just telling some like ghost story about I've been in this damn elevator all night, like, and we're just like, that is terrible.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sympathizing. Bro.
I'm so sorry.
Which that does suck, just being in an elevator the whole time.
But get me out of here.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Just take me to where I'm trying to go.
Get me out of here. And so we get off the elevator. I text Senna. I'm like, what box are we supposed to go to? What door are we supposed to go to? She's all the way to the end. We go all the way to the end. We see her. We're like, wow. And she's like, okay. She comes out really quick. She's like, you guys cannot say anything. Yeah. Like, you guys can't say a single word. Yeah. Like, just stay in this box. You can turn the light on. Just chill.
Yeah.
No one will say anything.
Because she was in the box with the announcer doing the audio for it.
So she's helping like cue and like the whole bit. She's helping out with everything of just like cues and when to talk and whatnot and all this good stuff. So, she's like, you guys just be quiet. No one will say a word to you.
Yeah.
We are sitting right next to Dan Potter. It's definitely Dan Potter, by the way. Like the legendary DCI announcer. Yeah. Besides, like, of course, Brant Crocker or whatever the hell his name is. The guy who actually does finals. That guy.
Okay, yeah.
But Dan Potter usually does a lot of the regionals.
Yeah.
So,
amazing voice, by the way.
We are literally from Dan Potter.
Literally just like
the guy.
Wall and then like plexiglass. Not even like actual glass, but like
plexiglass for sure. And it is Dan
janky,
Potter.
Yeah.
And it is one of the coolest experiences because we got to watch Phantom, Boston, somebody else, I think.
Blue Coats.
They did the standstill after.
Oh, okay,
BD, though.
Yeah, because half the people were sick.
But then we watched BD up top too. We got to see amazing groups up top. And the coolest thing was while we're watching this, we get to have our own discourse and just talk about the show from the best vantage point in the stadium.
100%.
By far.
Yeah.
And then we're right next to Dan Potter, who is having the time of his life. And it's so funny because you get to hear the people in the box, how they talk when shows are happening. He's telling everybody in the booth, he's like, guys, I've watched this, check this moment out. And he like, right before it happens, he's like, hey, this is a really cool moment. You guys want to check this out? And like when moments are happening, he's like, he's
getting into it.
Mic's off, but he's just been like, oh my God. Like watching Dan Potter react to these shows, it was really amazing because you always just think like, hey, I'm just here to do my job. All right, cool. Like he is like keyed in on like everybody out there, and he's just having the time of his life, like all of us.
Very clearly they're all for the job, but also because he enjoys it,
loves it. You can tell being next to him, man. It was just a treat watching next to him. Cool. And if Dan Potter ever watches this, we would love to come sit next to you in the box again.
Yeah, I was gonna, regional.
Maybe a little pre-show.
Hey, let's go. A
little action with Dan Potter. We could have a little, because definitely what
this time we may not have a plexiglass between us. We can actually like converse.
We did get to say hi. We got to peek in the room and say, "Hey, Dan, what's up?" We did. We marched in the activity. Good to see you. You announced us a couple times. But the funny part I thought was I did some out of pocket shit. So BD comes on. I'm cheering for my friend Joey. I'm just like, man, Zach, we gotta cheer for Joey, dude. We're at the top. We are at the top, dude.
I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Right here.
Oh no, we can't. We open the window because there's like a window you can. So we just open that up, and it's dead silence. They're waiting to get and now are your drum majors ready? Whatever the fuck. Dead silence, and we're just like, let's go, Joey! From the press box. You're definitely not supposed to do that. Is definitely then it seems like favoritism from the box. So then they're like, who's doing that from the box, right?
Yeah.
Definitely rigged. I rigged it.
That's why they won that one.
So basically, we can say that they won a ring because of us.
Pretty much. They won 2020. They won this past summer?
Yes. So we basically helped them get a ring.
BD, you're welcome.
We're going to need rings.
That's all we got to say.
I'm just saying.
I expect a ring by Christmas.
We definitely got some GE points. From
size 9.5.
I'm not going to lie. So we did that. I remember we did that too. We screamed down. We're like, let's go, Joey.
And right afterwards, it was still silent. We're
Dan Potter.
Oh shit.
Dan Potter goes. We yell. We're like, let's go. Dan Potter goes.
He looks over and is like,
what are you guys? And we're like, oh shit, Dan.
Yeah.
Dan, no, don't say anything.
And I think we did time it to where he wasn't live.
Talking yet. But the thing is, it's his mic is right here, and we're going.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. And so we were looking over and making sure it was it wasn't active, it wasn't live or anything, and so we were like, let's go, Joey.
Yeah. And it was funny because then at that point, the kid who we originally talked to in the elevator comes over during the show to talk to us. Yeah. And he's like, you guys aren't from the BD media team. And we're like, no, surprise.
Yeah, no, we literally we're like, we literally went, no, absolutely not.
We haven't been this whole time.
We really are not.
We used to march in the activity though. And he was just like, I don't even care. I don't even care. He was so disappointed because it was his first day on the job. He's like, I've had such a long day. He's like, I got to do stuff tomorrow because the regional was the next day. Yeah. So he's just I got to do the regional tomorrow. Like, hey man,
best of luck to you.
We just thank you for being cool, dude.
Yeah.
Thanks for being a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, good luck tomorrow. And he's like, you guys are evil. We're like, good luck tomorrow, man. You're going to do great. So, that was our Murfreesboro story about how we
weaseled our way into the box.
So, if you ever want to weasel your way into the box, just get a pass from somebody.
Get a good story.
Get a really good story. Get a good story and be convincing.
The story.
Yes.
And be the story.
Can that be the title of this podcast?
Be the story.
Be the story.